In an age where the race toward cleaner technologies and renewable energy has become humanity's defining challenge, one remarkable breakthrough has emerged from an unexpected corner of the world. It hasn't just exceeded scientific expectations, it's rewritten the very foundation of how we think about energy and motion. The driving force behind this revolutionary idea is Maxwell Chikumbutso, a visionary inventor and entrepreneur from Zimbabwe. For years, his name was known only to a handful of enthusiasts in experimental innovation circles. But after a decade marked by relentless pursuit, unyielding faith, and countless obstacles, Chikumbutso has achieved something many deemed impossible: the creation of the world's first self-powered electric vehicle. His car, known as the Seth EV, doesn't rely on fuel, plug-in charging, or even solar power. Instead, it operates by harnessing ambient radio frequencies that are naturally present in the environment, invisible waves that surround us every second of every day. This concept, once dismissed as pure fantasy, has now been validated and certified by the Harare Institute of Technology and further confirmed by independent scientific evaluations. It represents what could be the most disruptive technological leap in transportation and energy since the dawn of the internal combustion engine. Yet this monumental moment wasn't achieved overnight. Behind it lies a story filled with extraordinary determination, vision, and resilience. The story of a man who dared to challenge scientific orthodoxy and refused to bow to skepticism or institutional resistance. When Maxwell Chikumbutso first introduced his idea of a self-sustaining electric vehicle, one that required neither fossil fuels nor recharging, the reaction from the scientific establishment was harsh and immediate. Physicists and engineers alike dismissed his proposal as pseudoscience. The notion that a car could generate and sustain its own energy without any external source was considered a violation of basic thermodynamic principles. According to classical science, energy cannot be created from nothing. It can only be transformed from one form to another. For Chikumbutso's vision to work, it would need to tap into a source of power so unconventional that it bordered on the impossible. Despite the ridicule and rejection, he pressed on. He believed there was untapped potential in the electromagnetic spectrum, the ocean of radio frequencies constantly emitted by communication towers, satellites, and natural cosmic sources. If these frequencies could be captured, converted, and amplified efficiently, they could power not just cars, but potentially every electronic device on Earth without dependency on batteries, charging infrastructure, or fossil fuels. In the early years, Maxwell worked tirelessly from his small workshop in Harare. With limited funding and resources, he faced technical dead ends, failed prototypes, harsh skepticism from peers and potential investors. Most people couldn't understand his vision. Many saw him as a dreamer chasing the impossible. But Maxwell possessed a rare kind of conviction, one rooted in deep understanding, intuition, and unshakable faith in what he was building. His research led him to explore advanced energy conversion systems, devices, capable of harvesting electromagnetic waves and converting them into usable electrical energy. The challenge lay in capturing these frequencies efficiently and stabilizing them to generate a steady current strong enough to power a motor. After years of experiments and refinements, he achieved a breakthrough: a self-charging system capable of creating continuous motion without depleting stored energy. This was the foundation of the Seth EV car that doesn't rely on plugging in or refueling, but continuously generates its own energy while operating. In simple terms, the vehicle extracts power from surrounding radio frequencies and converts it into kinetic energy through a specialized electromagnetic converter. The car's energy system continuously renews itself, eliminating the need for traditional batteries or external power grids. When Maxwell finally unveiled his invention, it was met with disbelief. The scientific community demanded rigorous testing, independent verification, and reproducible results. To everyone's surprise, the Seth EV passed these evaluations. The Harare Institute of Technology certified that the vehicle indeed operated independently of external power sources. Independent scientists who observed the process confirmed that no hidden fuel cells, batteries, or external energy storage systems were used. The news sent shockwaves across Africa and the global scientific community. Could it be possible that a Zimbabwean inventor had achieved what the world's largest automakers and energy corporations had failed to accomplish after decades of research and trillions of dollars in investment? Chikumbutso's journey wasn't just about building a car. It was about proving that innovation doesn't belong to the few or to the world's wealthiest nations. It was about showing that true creativity can emerge from any corner of the planet, even from those places the global establishment often overlooks. Throughout his career, Maxwell faced enormous resistance. His ideas were dismissed, patents challenged, and financial backers withdrawn. Yet, he continued refining his technology, building small-scale prototypes for demonstration. His persistence soon caught the attention of government officials, technology advocates, and institutions willing to support groundbreaking work in clean energy. What makes the Seth EV truly revolutionary is not just its self-sustaining mechanism, but what it represents for the future. If scaled and mass-produced, this technology could eliminate the need for global fuel logistics, reduce carbon emissions to near zero, and decentralize energy entirely. Imagine a future where every car, home, device powers itself from the invisible waves surrounding us. No charging cables, no gas stations, no dependence on oil or coal. This kind of autonomy could trigger a worldwide energy revolution, much like how the internet decentralized communication. The implications stretch far beyond transportation. Remote villages without access to electricity could instantly gain power. Developing nations could leapfrog traditional grid systems entirely. The environmental impact would be profound, drastically reducing greenhouse gases and resource depletion. Yet, as with all transformative innovations, the challenges are immense. Critics argue that even if the technology works on a small scale, scaling it up to industrial production may reveal inefficiencies or limitations. Questions about regulatory approval, international patent recognition, and commercial viability remain. Others fear that such technology could threaten established global industries from oil and gas to automotive manufacturing, and even traditional electricity providers, all of whom stand to lose billions in revenue if the world shifts toward ambient energy systems. For Chikumbutso, however, the goal has never been about financial dominance or disruption for its own sake. His mission is humanitarian, to democratize energy and make power freely available to everyone. He envisions a world where energy scarcity no longer determines opportunity, where innovation isn't restricted by corporate monopoly, and where developing nations no longer depend on expensive imports for electricity or fuel. The Seth EV, in this sense, isn't just a car. It's a symbol of independence. It represents a future in which technology serves humanity's collective progress rather than corporate greed. Maxwell's invention has already inspired countless young inventors and engineers across Africa and beyond, proving that talent and potential are universal, even if opportunities are not. Behind this accomplishment lies an extraordinary mindset, one built on spiritual conviction as much as scientific curiosity. Chikumbutso often speaks about faith being an essential component of innovation. To him, science and spirituality aren't opposing forces, but complementary ones. He believes that to achieve true breakthroughs, one must think beyond established limitations and embrace the unknown. His success has also reignited debates about how science approaches unconventional discoveries. Many experts argue that established academic frameworks are often too rigid to accommodate ideas that defy traditional theories. Chikumbutso's achievement, if further verified and scaled, could force a paradigm shift in how scientific inquiry is conducted, encouraging more open-minded exploration and interdisciplinary research. Today, Maxwell's work continues to gain attention from international observers and private investors. Some countries have already expressed interest in adapting his technology for national transportation systems and renewable infrastructure projects. The possibilities are vast. Self-powered buses, drones, boats, and even buildings that sustain themselves using ambient radio frequencies. If these applications succeed, the economic and environmental impact could be enormous. Developing countries could reduce dependency on foreign oil. Carbon emissions could plummet. And perhaps most significantly, access to clean, self-sustaining energy could become a universal right rather than a privilege. Chikumbutso's story reminds us that progress is often born from defiance, from those willing to question what everyone else accepts as truth. History's greatest inventions, from flight to electricity, were once dismissed as impossibilities. Yet, visionaries like Maxwell prove that innovation thrives where courage meets imagination. His self-powered car may still be in its early stages of recognition, but its implications are vast and deeply transformative. If successfully commercialized, the Seth EV could mark